Hello, ladies. So, after Facebook kept telling me I don't have permission to go live in my own group, it's finally let me. All right, so today, Fridays, real talk. Why weight loss feels harder when we get older. And I just want you to know maybe you don't need another diet. So, this is about having a proper chat, real life, woman to woman. All right. Not about to diets, not about calories, not about the latest fad trend, what some 30-year-old influencer is telling you to have, or 20-year-old. Not about what foods you should or shouldn't be eating. I want to talk about something much, much deeper. So, because after all the years that I've had in healthcare, in different facets, I've noticed something that really upsets me. Women rarely come into my clinic saying, Sally, I need to lose weight. What they actually say is, I don't know what's wrong with me, or I feel like I've lost control, or nothing works anymore, or I think my metabolism is broken. And that's probably the most common one. And underneath all that, is the guilt, the shame, the belief that somehow they have failed. And I want to tell you that I don't believe that's true. I think I think that you've been trying to follow advice that worked for a different season of your life. You've been, as I say, trying to use a 2006 strategy on a 2026 body, or even a 1996 strategy. Right? They're not the same thing. Your body isn't what it was 20, 30 years ago. And women will say to me, I haven't changed anything. So why am I gaining weight? I'm still eating the same. I'm still doing the same. And this is probably the other sentence I hear the most. And you know what? You're probably right. You may not have changed anything, but your body has, right? Hormones begin to shift. Muscles naturally decline unless you actively build it, right? Sleep often becomes lighter or more disrupted. Stress is usually higher than it's ever been. And the same habits can produce different results because the body processing them is different. That isn't failure, that's biology. Another myth, or not a myth, but misinterpretation, misunderstanding, concept, right? I eat really clean. I love that some women care about what they're eating, absolutely. But I always ask the same question. What does clean actually mean? I also state under my breath with a lot of women when they say to me, eat clean, I myself, I'll be the judge of that. Sometimes when people say they're eating clean, sometimes it means they're avoiding bread. Sometimes it means cutting out sugar. Sometimes it's eating tiny portions. Sometimes it means living on rabbit food, salads, right? Sometimes it means frightened of food. Clean doesn't mean nourished. There's a big, big difference, and the statistics say that we're becoming overfed and undernourished. Your body doesn't need lower calorie or fewer calories. It needs enough protein to produce muscle, enough fiber to support your gut, enough variety to feed your microbiome, enough nourishment to feel safe. And there is a big difference. There's also, I just need more willpower. Maybe not. Right? Maybe you need a strategy that matches the body you have today. When we talk about diets, people go on diets, go off diets. So I don't like to talk about diet. I talk about the way of eating that's sustainable, finding a way to nourish your body without stress, okay, that you can repeat. And that's a way of living, not a diet. Right? We've lived through decades of nutritional rules, right? Low fat, low calorie, no sugar, no carbs, intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, carnivore, blood group diet, food combining diet. The list goes on. Cabbage soup diet, lemon diet. Right? Every few years, another expert tells us they've finally found the answer. Women have become incredibly good at following rules, but very few people stop and ask, are these rules designed for the body I'm living in now? Because you can't outthink changed biology. One of my clients said something I won't forget. No, I just don't trust myself around food anymore. That wasn't a nutrition problem. That was a confidence problem. Somewhere along the way, she stopped believing her body could work with her. And that's where our work began. Not with another meal plan, not with another list of foods to avoid, with understanding. Because when you understand why your body has changed, you stop fighting it. When you understand what's changed, you know how to work with it, right? And when you stop fighting against your body, you finally start working with it. So if nobody has told you lately, I want you to hear this. Your body isn't broken. Your biology has changed. The rules have changed. So your strategy has to change too. Right? And that's exactly what we're doing next week. We'll be exploring it together. Next week's 3-day Why Weight Loss Feels Harder After 40 challenge. Not another diet. A new understanding of the body you have today, right? Because you deserve so much more than spending another decade believing you've failed. You haven't. You've simply never been given the new rule book. Okay. So ladies, if you haven't already, jump on in for next week's 3-day challenge. No, it doesn't matter if you're at work all day because the lives will be up there for the 3 days. You can watch them when you get home. You can watch them next morning. Doesn't matter what shift you're working, there's always going to be an opportunity to watch them and learn how to support your body. All right, lovelies, I'll see you all on Monday's live or Sunday for the welcome to the challenge or Monday for the beginning of the challenge. If not, then Monday afternoon for my live at 5.